Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Everyday Black Man Podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I am Riker, and I'm joined by R. Reed and Armstead. Follow us on Twitter at EVYD Black Men, Instagram at Everyday Black Men, and Facebook at the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. Now let's start the show. All right, y'all. You know what it is.
Gravy train.
Gravy train? Really? Time. Yeah, it's time. It's time for the podcast.
Yeah.
So Armstead, you coming into
what's
this.
What's the opposite of gravy? I'm young chicken broth.
Young chicken broth.
Young broth.
So you disgusting.
What do you put on there besides gravy? I don't know. What is it?
I mean, I don't know why you be
I'm
young
gonna steal that white
broth.
dude name. What is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what people like when you. Oh, young ketchup. That's the only thing people put.
So you're
ketchup.
gonna be bland and white?
Young ketchup. No, because
Okay.
I know I'm thinking of like a beef. What are the things called? Meatloaf.
You
They
trying
put
to be a
ketchup
meatloaf.
or gravy.
Tomato sauce.
At the same time, we have a special guest today. Our special guest
What's your
today.
name?
What you want to be called?
Yeah.
Plum.
I thought you was gonna be called Plum. But
thought your name
welcome
was
to the
Peach.
welcome to the show, Plum. Thanks for
you,
coming
thank you,
on to
thank
the
you.
Everyday Black Man Podcast. We definitely need some feminine energy for the topics we're gonna address today. Starting up, we're gonna talk about the conservative change on reparations. So there's a white guy who runs the was it More Dollar or Dollar Deal or
I
something
don't know
like
that nigga name.
Whatever it is, he
Oh.
basically talked about how white people are responsible for reparations. And he basically gave like a long history of how white people have done great injustices against our Japanese, our Hispanic, and
Indian.
Native American
Jewish.
brothers and sisters.
Jewish.
I mean, yeah, he went into a little bit of
We
everything.
go a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
But he brought it back and was like, black people, I mean, historically have not gotten a chance. And I feel like this is the video for you and your conservative friends.
Have we though?
Who is you?
You know, if you
They're
have
not
conservative
gonna, they're
friends.
not gonna do it because a lot of them lie to themselves and they say you got to strap from your bootstraps. I'm like, okay,
Man, that shit.
let's
go
say
ahead.
you do that, all right? Your bootstraps, all right?
Correct.
Everything is generational. So let's say one of us were to buy a house, all right? And generally speaking, let's say we buy a house minus one person in the room. Your first house probably gonna be like 125 to 160.
Correct.
All right, cool. Their first house, based on how they get it, 200 to 250,000.
Correct.
How many white people you know moving to a $125,000 house?
Not many. Not many
And
at
if they
all.
do, they living in our neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's up, bro?
Yeah, bro,
Like,
what's
even
going
starting there, you're talking about taxes. More taxes went to those schools. They collected more money. And sometimes I'm like, man, just fuck it. Because you don't want to ask white people for shit. Because when you give them some, they're going to take something away.
They always say
They've been taking stuff. We have nothing. What's left to take?
I mean, they wanted you to be slaves again. So, I mean, that's
I mean,
what's next.
technically,
Your
liberals
ass.
are slaves.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, that's a dark truth, but you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were so political.
We're all
Everybody.
political. You have to be political. Like, the problem is that black people always like, oh, why you got to be political?
Nah,
well, because
nah.
politics run your
I'm saying
life.
it as a compliment. I
Because
didn't
black
know.
people, this is what they do. A large segment, too many. No, none of that shit matters. Bro, yes, it does.
yes, it does.
It always
Like,
matters.
I don't care if you care about national politics, which affect you in the long term, but short term, a little bit here, a little bit there.
Correct.
Your local politics is what you want to watch. The city that we live in now went from a 7% tax to an 8% tax with the formation of the new city. Y'all ain't never, did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
What
That
I did.
1%.
city, Stonecrest?
I did.
Yeah, the city. Yeah, well, should we tell them? Whatever.
Yeah, Stonecrest, whatever.
They created Stonecrest. That city, they took 1% and it goes to the city. And what the fuck have they done with that?
They made some new roads.
Someone told me
What roads?
Stonecrest is like one of the fastest growing cities.
You know Evans
in
Mill?
Georgia. So
That church paid for that.
I mean,
Yeah, that,
I think
they
that church
did.
paid for that.
They
because it
did
leads directly
pay
to the
for it.
church.
Yeah,
So,
lead-
No, it does lead directly to church, but they gonna expand.
And then
on
that
it.
sports facility that they were talking about,
ain't never materialized.
still ain't happened. And then they went to bid for Amazon, and Amazon said, fuck that, right? They
No,
gonna change-
Amazon, instead of bidding for them, Amazon ended up in my neighborhood over on that Gwinnett.
They
DeKalb.
went over there?
Yeah, so it's
At
going to be
least-
on West Park Place.
Damn, that's a terrible place to have it.
I mean, it's a super terrible place, and everyone acted like we were assholes for telling Amazon that they can't expand Bermuda Road.
It should have been over here.
Exactly, it should have been, because that way you
Because
can
they
get
could
on
go,
the highway.
they can go to, yeah, they go, well, shit, they're going to have to do something about 20, though, because I can see why.
I mean, really, do
But
they have
they
to do
already
something
have a
about
hub up there, like right there in Cobb, right? No, not Cobb.
20? Rockdale?
Gwinnett, something like that, right? Is there one in Gwinnett somewhere?
I mean, there's one in Gwinnett, but they want one closer.
Yeah, they should have put one over there because that leads, you can go east if you take the back roads over there to Gwinnett, off west, and then you go out to Conyers, Covington, little note that people love out there, in case you
A
didn't
lot
know.
of people with money live out there.
Right here on Stone Mountain.
I think they're going to do a small hub over here.
Well, no.
eventually.
So the Stone Mountain one is the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's going to be off West Park Place.
But that's not close enough to be over here.
But it gives them another hub.
Yeah, it's
And
another
probably
hub.
what they're going to do is they're going to put small packages that are en route to there and then disperse it throughout.
I think they're gonna have to do a small hub out here because Conyers, like that's a lot of people out there. Whether y'all know it or not, there's a lot of motherfuckers. Conyers,
I used to work out there, so.
Covington.
Well, I mean, you could tell there's a
Social
lot of people in
circle.
Conyers.
It's just you gotta be
Just
scared
based
about
on the
stuff.
money. Like, they don't build targets. They don't keep targets in many neighborhoods. So if your neighborhood got a target, your neighborhood's making bank.
Also a Starbucks.
Also, yeah,
We had
Starbucks.
2 Starbucks at one time. That Dunkin' Donut was a Starbucks,
Yes, it was.
and there was also one in the mall. But I don't know why they got
There
rid
used
of
to be
both
one
of them.
right down
Well, they
the
got
road,
rid of
too.
both of them because niggas don't buy Starbucks.
Niggas, there's one in that Kroger.
No. There's plenty of office professional black people who buy Starbucks, but they buy it in the city.
That Dunkin' Donuts doing fine.
No, Dunkin' Donuts is doing fine because niggas buy donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts is like bottom
Yeah, it
of
used to be
barrel
up there.
coffee though. So
Exactly.
No, it's
Dunkin',
not.
Yes,
Dunkin'
it
Dunkin'
is.
Donuts makes a pretty good coffee.
Dunkin'
Dunkin' Donuts
Donuts-
is known for their donuts, not their coffee.
Their
Starbucks
no,
is
they're
known
actually known
its
for their coffee.
Their coffee is
shit is
good,
trash.
Their
but at the
coffee is
same
good.
time, their coffee
I drink
is
it out of
standard fare.
desperation 'cause there's
We're
no
not trying to
Starbucks.
have
I drink
this
it when it's
artesian
$2
bullshit.
between 2 and 6 p.m.
Sorry, Plum. We're not trying to have this artesian bullshit. All right, we don't need
Do
something.
you think Starbucks coffee is that much better than Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't.
Well, you know what? Dunkin' Donuts
Cameron
coffee
Macchiato.
tastes rich. Like the coffee itself has a more robust flavor than Starbucks.
I feel
but
like
I
y'all-
just like the pomp and circumstance of Starbucks.
That's consumer.
I know that's exactly, but that's
Yeah.
consumerism. That's what they want you to do. That's why Schultz is such a billionaire.
But I would agree that McDonald's coffee is trash.
Yeah, McDonald's
Burger
coffee
King is trash. Chick-fil-A, surprisingly, their coffee is trash.
Racetrack has some good coffee.
Their coffee's only
Quick
good
Trip.
if you get the
Quick
frozen
Trip has
coffee.
the best
I don't know about the-
cappuccinos I've ever had.
Yeah, Racetrack got good coffee. That's the problem. It's like the places you wouldn't think of, like
Has-
Racetrack.
Yeah, but
And
Quick
it's
Trip.
cheap. It's cheap too.
Yeah,
but it's a hassle going in there.
it is a hassle because it's always niggas.
Gas station coffee.
Gas station coffee.
That's
man.
why I don't like going to
We
gas
didn't-
Staple of
stations in
America.
general.
We didn't even
It's
talk about
always
reparations.
trash.
Bro,
No,
get
we
it.
did talk about
'Cause it's like a
reparations.
white guilt thing. So y'all gotta, white people, I get where you're coming from, but like in the end, I thought my idea was best because it didn't hurt y'all. Like,
Just
What
give us
was your
tax
idea?
benefits.
no taxes.
Yeah, no taxes for like 30 years
No taxes.
for black people.
Yeah, 30
So right
years.
now
On
you
what?
no longer
On
pay
buying
federal
goods
taxes.
or
No. For any
Federal.
taxation,
Typically
you
federal.
don't pay it.
Federal and state.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna do nothing but raise the price on it though.
No, they're not gonna
That
raise the
don't,
price.
that don't help them.
Yeah.
that don't help
What
them.
you're gonna do is kind of like how if you're one of the businesses that doesn't pay taxes, you present a card and they take your taxes off. Same thing, but for black people, you pay state taxes because you live in that state, but
Yeah.
you don't pay federal.
You don't. Yeah, that's it.
So I'm not opposed to that idea,
still
but
get refunds.
how is that going to help the black
Well,
community?
it helps us because that money that you save that you're not paying on
Niggas
federal
gonna
taxes.
spend it on Jordans next.
No, some
that's the
niggas
same
will
thing I'm
spend it on
doing.
Jordans, but some people will
Hey,
actually put that money back into the
Hell yeah, 'cause
community.
we'll
Look at
put
this
it in our
podcast. We
studio.
put that money into advertising.
In the studio, real quick.
We put it back in the studio. We gonna put it into transportation because we gotta move and groove and
Cars.
get things going
Build a
on.
gym.
Build a gym so we can stay fit. Everyday black
Yeah,
man. We
it's
trying
a
to
lot
get
of
swole
things. Studios.
or stay swole.
A
in
lot of
Armstead's
small
case.
black businesses will open up. Give them
Exactly.
credit. Now, will they buy Jordans? Tax free, they definitely
So
will.
I say we
Yes.
should give
And
that.
there's nothing wrong with buying Jordans.
They should give that a 1 month grace period to see how it goes.
I'm asking you a
No,
question.
not one
What
month
should they
grace
do
period.
with the money?
What do you think? What do you think we should get then? I'm supposing something on top of what he's saying. What do you think we should do for reparations?
Money.
Money, of course. Money and land. I
But
would say
money
money
is
and
I'll
worse.
take the land.
Land is great, but they're gonna
question
give you
is-
land out in like North Dakota, South
yeah,
Dakota.
you're gonna be
that's
That's
worthless.
fine.
They're gonna give you worthless land and that niggas are eventually just going to sell because they're not gonna keep it,
They'll
and then
do
we're
it.
gonna end up right in the same situation we in
Let
now.
them sell. I'll buy it.
I mean, I get that you will buy it, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna be you that's gonna be making it. It's gonna be Mr. Weinstein and Mr. Yu or Lu from China.
See,
that
what
are
they
gonna
don't
come-
realize is a lot of niggas gonna move out there first, see what they think about it, but they ain't gonna like it. When those niggas move, we should have a clause that they got sold to a person of color. No, we can't do that.
Now we couldn't do that. That's why I'm saying. That's
That-
why I'm saying the taxes thing makes the most sense because one, it doesn't cost
I'll
America.
take the check personally.
It doesn't cost America anything up front, which is what conservatives keep complaining about. And two, it's something that this is only going to help you in the long haul. So like if I didn't have to pay federal taxes last year, I would have saved like maybe $20,000 that I could have put back in my own pocket. It's a nice chunk of change.
Imagine you working your hours at work and actually getting. I don't think I even. Yeah, like imagine you made $800, you come home with $800,
Exactly.
and the government matches your SSI, so you still get that, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, what we're saying is the whole shebang, not just the beginning.
So,
we're talking about the whole thing.
Federal, state, local.
All
So then,
that.
how is that going to affect the communities? Because the tax is supposed.
The government's gonna pay for it.
Okay.
See, my difference is
If you
I
rely
think-
on the government, it won't
I
happen.
think you should still have to pay
They
state
don't pay for
taxes.
shit.
But he's saying in his proposal B,
Pay for
They pay
nothing.
for shit
that you
because
pay
you
for
see them
nothing
money.
when it comes to taxes or Social Security, which I think is a good enough trade-off. White people don't have to pay anything up front. You pay it on the back end.
And the harder thing is who they gonna give it to.
Well, I think it's pretty easy for someone like myself to prove my ancestry, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be able to prove their ancestry too.
I
So
feel
then what should your ancestral line
We
be?
all
How-
said the father.
the father should be a black
The,
American?
no. The father has to be. You have to prove through your father's lineage that you are African and go back to the
So
bad old days.
what is before in your theoretical situation? This is for African Americans or for Caribbean Americans?
No, this
or
is just for African Americans.
Africans?
Caribbeans need to take that shit
Adolf.
up. African descendants of slaves. Caribbeans need to take that shit up with Great Britain.
Yep.
Yeah, because
And
statistically,
Spain and the French and all them other fuck niggas. But we talking about America. We
Adolf.
can point to our oppressor.
ADOS.
ADOS.
And
I do agree with that.
and I
because-
can go to some neighborhoods. We ain't got to choose the lineage. You can just go there. You go. You came from a slave, then you. I can tell. Well, look at the food stamps. Everybody going down.
Exactly. We can tell. But let's go ahead. I think we've reached a consensus on this.
Maybe.
And let's talk about the worst. This might be the worst topic we've covered in a while.
Uh-oh.
Because I know how y'all gonna be on this. I know how y'all gonna be. It's
I'ma
the-
let,
the
him
niggas gonna come
respond.
out. Do unmarried women lead happier lives? So let's
Hold
go.
on. Wait. You respond first. Come
Well,
on.
no, I was gonna frame it for her.
Let him set the frame up, and I will lay the
Respond to it.
foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on Twitter, this one woman linked and said, "You know what? I've been telling y'all girls for a long time that unmarried women tend to lead happier lives." And so she linked to this article, which linked to a survey.
Wait,
It
question.
was
This is a black woman, white woman?
she's black.
Okay. Continue.
And she said, look, unmarried women tend to lead happier lives, while unmarried men tend to be depressed and suicidal. And I get maybe in the place where she's coming from, maybe she's having a whole lot of things where that's happening. But I don't necessarily see that in the black community. Also, black people aren't exactly running to get married as much as they should. But that's neither here nor there. So she made this, it turned into a huge thread. People had all kinds of stuff that they were talking about it. All kind of crazy shit started on Twitter. And you know how things go. But one guy basically started supposing through there, like, all right, so tell me about the facts. Like, what are the variables being used? Were you looking at 1,000 people and determining that of these 1,000, the unmarried women were happier? And if so, what are the metrics of happiness? And that stuff just kind of got spit up by the Twitter machine. Upon looking at the article that she linked and seeing that, oh, there's another article where people are going more scientifically based on it, and they found that there's a lot of variables that were not taken into consideration in the article, such as the fact that these unmarried women were between a very specific age range.
That's the- about the-
20 to
what's the
40.
age range?
So you're looking at people in a very specific age range. They weren't really looking at people earlier than that, people maybe who married young, and they weren't looking at people older than that, people who maybe were married for a very long time. And so I ask you, Plum, since we would like you to respond to this and just kind of frame it. Do you think personally, because I'm not asking you to speak in totality because we've gotten some complaints about that, but in your personal opinion, do you believe that unmarried women are happier than married women? I know it's a large ask.
So from my group of friends and from people I know, and just from my own experience, I will say that the ones who are married with children seem a little less happy. The single ones I know, my single friends and all of us, I think the biggest thing for most of us is not being married, is not having the double incomes. But everything else you're happier with. But then if you're not married, you're dating, and the dating pool is a cesspool. So, but I do think I think single women are happier in some regards, and not in some regards.
Women
overall happiness.
are never fucking happy.
Never satisfied.
They live lives of jealousy and boredom.
What does this have to do with the survey?
Everything.
What
Ain't no
does
such
that have to do
thing
with
as a
the-
happy woman, all right? Number one, she always gonna find something to complain about.
Always.
Number two, all right?
hurt you?
Are you talking
Nobody
about
hurt me.
women? Are you talking about
As a
women that
species.
you know who are married?
as a
women
species.
who
We're
are.
gonna go with the species first.
So
all
you're
right?
saying you're speaking for all the women that you know. They're not
Every
happy.
woman is never happy.
The women that
never.
you
That's
know.
because men never 100% make women happy. That's why women aren't happy.
In Proverbs, they say a good woman is hard to find, but worth more than her weight in diamonds. Right? You wanna know why? Because what's wrong with women today is they're fucking liberal. All of them. They rebel against everything and question everything. A man of structure is the best man you ever find. Women love men who have their shit together and are structured. They like
Where
it a
they
certain
at
way.
though? Because I'd like to know.
That's the problem. They're
Where
raised by
are they?
single mothers and shit. I mean, what the fuck you gonna expect? Their mom ain't never tell them there's order and law and a way to do things. They just do what the fuck they want to do. They'll figure it out eventually because
You all have so many complaints about black women, yet you're still laying and procreating with black women.
Whoa. That is a large claim. First and foremost, we procreate with black women because black women tend to be better than all other types of women.
How can you be? So your logic is black
good
women
black
overall
woman.
tend to be better, but in your, are you saying all women are trash? Or are you
No,
talking
he's
about
going.
black
He's going
women in
all.
particular?
Number one,
I'm
I
saying
didn't-
black
number
women
one,
are
I
better
didn't
than
call
all.
them trash, all right?
That's what you're. That's what you're
No.
describing.
Never
You're
said that.
No, I
describing.
never said they were trash. I'm telling you
Okay.
what's wrong with them.
Okay. Well, if someone described you with all negative qualities,
They're not all negative.
Yeah, they're not
I didn't
all
hear you
They
say
don't-
anything
They don't
positive.
embrace their good qualities. Women, black women especially, fell into this feminism shit. All right, so let me ask you a question. What do you think modern feminism represents today? Because I can tell you what it represents.
it represents nothing for me because feminism benefits white women. It doesn't benefit me.
I love you.
So,
All right.
it represents
Current
nothing to
feminism
me.
is I'm better than a man. They never say it's good to be a woman. I'm better than a
It's
man.
better than a man, period.
I watch shows and like it was this show we was talking about. It's this Batwoman coming out. You probably don't care about that.
Not at all.
She has a costume right there. Batman's costume's right there. She walk in the room and he was like, what did he say about the costume? I can't remember.
He
exactly.
said, "Would you like me to outfit it for you?" Or something?
No. She said, "Oh man, that's awesome." He said, "It's damn near perfect." Then she said, "It will be perfect once it fits for a woman."
Well,
Women are coming for theirs 2019.
And the way we explain things, we don't come with facts. Like it's just like in general. Like, what do you think about gay people in general?
What do you
Like,
mean
You have a
about
problem with them? Anything?
no, why would I? I
right,
don't
let me-
care. I don't care what anyone does in their bedroom. I
It's
don't give a
nobody's
fuck
business.
about.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't care.
Some women with that same face will call out a nigga who hiding in the closet. Why do you care? What's he doing?
Now, see, let me tell you,
You can't wear two faces. You either with it or not.
No,
He doesn't have to be out and out gay.
No, he doesn't have to be out now gay.
No. Is she sleeping with this man or is he's just a man?
He's just a man in the closet.
Just a
He
man in
has
the closet.
no relation.
She has no
whatsoever.
relation. Like in media, like, oh, he gay secretly, blah, 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 blah.
Well, see,
Yeah.
that goes to a bigger conversation about how African Americans weaponize homosexuality.
Ooh, well, yeah, I give
It
you
depends
that.
on what it is. But I see women do that, well, black women in particular, do that to black men, like Diddy. Oh, he's secretly gay, but I guarantee it don't matter because he got money. Like, it only matters when you ain't got no money, but that's irrelevant. What I'm saying is black women wear too many faces and they act like they don't. So when they wear all these faces, they double face it because you can't be okay. They're all for the gay movement, correct?
All for it.
LGBT. Can you finish the alphabet? for me?
QIA.
QIA plus minus. All right.
It's just QIA plus. The reason they add the plus
what
is
the fuck is
because
the plus?
there's technically two A's, it's a whole thing. Like,
There's
we
a
can have
whole alphabet. There's
alphabet mafia.
pansexuals. There's something
Well,
called
not even
bear.
that. There's like a space for people who just approve of the LGBT community. There's a space
The allies.
for
I think that's what that's for.
Allies, the other A. There's a space for intersex people as well as intersex people, two different things.
Yeah, all that shit is. You introduce yourself.
Leave it alone. It's
Women
going all right.
have rebelled against order, and don't get me wrong, niggas ain't no better. But we have to start with our men. We can't fix.
Okay,
the
so I
women
was just
with our
about to say,
men.
what foundation have men laid that women should follow?
I mean,
if
no,
women
no.
have rebelled against order,
That's not even it. The main thing is for
That
the
is
last
it.
30 years, we've run an
According to what he
experiment on single motherhood. It has not done well for black people. Now,
so then you as black men this
yes,
is a conversation you all need to have among each other.
only we can change our generation. We can't change the people who raised us.
I
We
didn't
can't
have a
change the
single
people.
mother. I had both my parents.
Yeah, exactly. You had both your parents, but a lot of men did not.
It's a possibility. We talking about the ones like those men need to be changed, castrated, or just ignored. And we need to start calling out black men for this coon shit. Like, what was this guy name who died recently?
Which one?
A lot of them. Who you
No,
talking
the black
about?
guy. Everybody was so sad that he died, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's
Oh, what,
dead."
XX?
No.
Nipsey Hussle?
Nipsey Hussle.
Don't. What about Nipsey?
I'm about to make you mad.
Please don't.
He celebrated coon culture, and no one ever calls it out.
How did he celebrate coon culture?
Are you talking about the one time that he?
For his music.
What?
I'll
Explain
shoot a
to me.
nigga back in the day. I'll sell blocks and bricks and blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
All that shit those are the real coons. This nigga's on this nigga shit. That I hate to tell you, no one ever calls it out, but that is the coon culture. Out there telling niggas to sell drugs. I know he said other things. Let's get it right. One night, but only in the end,
He's not talking about victory lap. He's talking about the shit
at
before
the
that.
end of it, he still celebrated that culture. The kill a nigga, join a gang, all that shit. That is the real cool
So then,
culture. we don't discuss.
by default, African American urban African American culture is coon culture, if you want to make that argument, because that's the environment he came from. That's the life he lived prior to.
I don't believe black people have culture, but that's a whole other thing.
Well, no. I think black people have culture. We've argued that point before.
Yeah, we've argued that.
There was no definitive outcome.
All right, so when I think of culture, I think of Asians, right? All right, Asians.
Which ones in particular?
That's exactly the point he's going to make. You activated his trap card. Is that Indonesians are very different from Japanese people. Japanese people are very different from Chinese. Chinese people are very different from those who are from Thailand. They each have their own cultures, their own histories, their own thing, and they all have a story. What he's about to say to you is that African Americans do not have a story.
They change it and make it up as they go.
The problem is that we do have stories, but our stories are minimized and taken away from us. Like the fact that people look at...
And we devalue our own stories, case in
That's
point.
also true.
I'm not
We devalue our own stories.
But we're going to have to be real about it. It's some fucked up shit.
No. It is some fucked up shit, but you have to take into account Europeans enacted the most egregious form of slavery.
Egregious. That boy hit him with the fat little boy right now, boy.
So for
Irreparably.
African Americans, we shouldn't include, I guess, the Atlantic slave trade and post-slavery and Jim Crow all in our culture.
We're fine. We have to include that because if you don't know your past, you're going to repeat it in the future. But what we need to do as a people, like for my family, like we know that we've been here since the 1700s. Like we have been tracking records based on the land because a lot of these white folks, what they don't tell y'all is that they gave us land, small little baby plots. That would be tied to the male in the family, and that's how you would be able to pass down a little bit of land. Now, was it in total your land? No, because it wasn't enough land for you to be able to do anything with. But they would give you small little baby plots. But if you track that, you can track that going forward until the Civil War, because that's when most black families started. We started at the Civil War. Because that's when they started keeping a track of, who are all these slaves? It got like 400 of them. So
is that when the U.S. Census started or shortly thereafter? I think probably thereafter.
Probably thereafter. Because they started it basically to figure out who were all the slaves. And then after they did that for a little while and they were keeping track of it, so like, we should probably do this shit for everybody. That way we know who people are. Because before then, niggas could set up snake oil shops and leave and go somewhere else. Riker here with the first of 3 corrections. So, the first U.S. Census was in 1790 and took multiple months to get done. Free black families were treated very similar to white families in that they were able to record their names and write in the ledgers, while slaves were considered 3/5 of a person and kept on slave schedules. Rarely were slaves allowed to have names, so they were described with things like idiotic 50-year-old black male. In 1870, all that changed when blacks were finally free enough for all of us to get our names recorded. I've listed the sources down below. Please check them out. One is a PowerPoint, so just be ready for that. But it's from the United States government, so I assume we can use it.
And then if you think about American, like black culture, you were talking about Africans, right? You ever met an African? Where they say they from?
I'm from Africa.
Africa? Or specifically their country.
Yeah. And then they say what?
But I'm not African American. But I'm not black.
They tell you their tribe, their clan, their whatever the fuck you want to call it, right?
Now
but personally, I'm on the train that all of us are from Africa, but that's a whole nother thing.
But no, you're right.
Well, what I'm saying is all of us didn't come from the slave trade. What I'm saying is I think the quote unquote Indians they say were here, a lot of us were the quote unquote Indians were here. If you look at our features and where they say we came from, West Africa, I believe a lot of us were already here.
Yeah, because
I don't think they did 15 million people on the slave trade when they can't get 1 million people out of goddamn New Orleans when there's a fucking storm coming.
That was hilarious.
The original Native Americans were they were dark-skinned people, and then after they started something called, anyways, white people were able to pay $5 to get on the road to be considered Native American to start getting the benefits of Native Americans. So that's why you have
I think the Native Americans they show on TV are the white ones or light-skinned ones or
lighter
Indian
ones.
$5 Indians.
And it's more sinister than it sounds. These opportunistic white men wanted access to land or food rations, so they were more than willing to exploit the Dawes Commission and the government agents for their part for $5 were willing to turn a blind eye to the absolute corruption. Again, racism is a system.
Yeah, versus us like that. I think we had Indians of my color to your color that were here as well. You don't believe that as well?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because they ain't gonna
pictures of something.
It's easier to enslave a nigga that's already here than go to Africa. It don't make any damn sense. They just logically, I believe the slave trade was a real thing.
But also, we don't talk about the fact that they were enslaving people who were here already.
Indians.
Native Americans were just here.
They was like, but they were too weak. I'm like,
well, then the Native Americans started enslaving the black people.
Well, that goes back.
No,
you
that
know,
goes back to the
Muslims?
fact that
Oh,
No, I'm talking about here during
you're right,
during the era
but that's
of slavery.
part of capital. That's part of the evil of
Yeah.
capitalism. Because if you tell a nigga, I'll pay $5 for every nigga you catch, niggas gonna be catching niggas. Because $5 back then could pay
I
your
like
way and then
$50.
some.
How the fuck can you sell your people out for $5?
Because the Coons been doing that for
Listen,
forever.
I'm
Look at
gonna tell you
Clarence
one thing.
Thomas.
Hell,
One thing
niggas
that's
sell
still
niggas
like
out to this day.
Listen, it's-
$10,000 for Ricky.
Listen, still to
Rico-
this day, right now, motherfuckers love being in positions where they can fuck up other niggas. I'll tell you that for sure.
That's because they're coons.
One's for sure, one for
Nothing
certain.
There's a whole bunch of coons though, because we don't call them all out.
Getting back to the main article, which was about
Women.
women being happier.
Yeah,
So
but
the
hold on, let me go
fell
back.
down a
No,
whole
no, no,
rabbit
no.
hole.
The truth of the matter, the reason I let you guys have that whole discussion is because the author, Paul Dolan, came out and was like, y'all have misinterpreted what I've been saying. And so that's the part that no one really talked about. And that's what the guy who was going into the supposing for the main chick who was getting all the likes and retweets, he was like trying to have that conversation, but nobody wanted to go through it because people love to jump to a headline, but they don't want to read all the shit underneath.
That
I think I
requires
just read the article really quickly. Is this the article where?
Oh my
they
God,
say-
you read the article, not just the headline?
I read
What?
articles. Listen, is this the article where they say that married people say that they're happy within earshot of their spouse, and then when their spouse is not in earshot, they admit that they're more miserable? Is that the same?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's the part that people kept fucking over is the fact that married people do say that they are happy when they're in earshot of their spouse. But they let you know that, marriage isn't perfect, which is true. Like having a long-term committed relationship with anyone is hard work.
Shit.
Anyone who makes it past 2
Fucking
years,
around
that
with them
takes
is hard.
dedication. Fucking around with someone for 5
If you
years
make
could
it past
take a long
6
time.
months, that takes
Hey,
dedication.
niggas be changing like the
I
seasons.
think that truly you can't, like Will Smith said it best, I'm not responsible for your happiness. I can add to your happiness, but I'm not here to make you happy.
But
You gotta make
but
yourself happy.
let me find the flaw in that. Yeah, you may not be responsible for my unhappiness, but you can aid for my happiness, but you can aid in me being unhappy. So
fact-
Yes,
in
no,
some- in
you're
some-
right. You
in
can
some
aid.
regard, you are responsible for my happiness.
Well, no, you're responsible for keeping a nurturing environment for me, and not just
Which
being
leads to
like,
happiness.
what you want,
Not
what you
necessarily.
doing, what
A
like.
nurturing environment.
It
won't lead
depends
to
on what you're
happiness?
talking about because I find women like I'm not even gonna speak on their name, but I knew a guy. He was
That's a messy way to start.
it don't even fucking matter.
That's a mess.
They're
But
Hispanic.
this is how we gotta do it.
They're
We're not putting
Hispanic,
out names.
Right? They were Hispanic, right? And the dude, she was down ass bitch. The nigga tried to rob an armored truck, right? She stayed with him. He got out, right, of jail. She stayed with him.
Did he leave some money behind?
He didn't. He got
He ain't
caught.
leave nothing. He got caught.
He got caught. So he
she's
went to
an
jail for
idiot.
3 years. She was down ass bitch. She moved down here first. Then he got out. He moved down here with her. He couldn't get a job because he was an ex-felon, right? First nigga
Ex-cons.
got him a job making $9 an hour.
Ooh,
They live in a $1,200 house.
ooh. So she was paying all the bills.
All right, cool, right? So
Yeah.
within 3 years, this nigga went from the maintenance man of an apartment complex to the main guy of the apartment complex making $100,000. And guess what she did?
What's the moral of
Left
the
him.
story?
She left him.
She left him
For
for
what?
a younger dude with more money, and like he was like a drug dealer. The young dude she was messing with, like a drug dealer, giving her money, buying her purses. But this nigga moved them into a $280,000 house.
Nice.
She had
Is
three-
this a true story?
I swear
It's
to
a true
God.
story.
She had 4 kids by another, no, 3 kids by another dude,
shit.
2 kids with him, and she was still never happy.
Okay, so she was looking for instant gratification.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's what women like, though.
that's what
That's
No,
the truth
no,
of the
no,
fact.
no, no, no,
that's
no.
what some
Girls.
women like.
No.
That is
Because
what girls
I
like.
know plenty of women who love a
Come up story.
no.
What?
They love a let me see
Distinguished
how-
gentleman?
No,
No.
They love a
Right.
a project. They like to. Some women
Yeah,
love
be
to
a
build men up.
project chick.
No. Meaning they like to take a man and build him up. There are plenty of women who enjoy doing that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's
true,
That's
true.
But then they're disappointed when it never happens.
But see, but that's
No,
the-
they build him up and he goes once
Well, I
he's
know, but
built to
that's
where he needs
girl
to be. He's
material.
with someone else.
That's girl material.
But that's what women are supposed to do. I mean,
A woman is supposed to build you
No,
up.
no,
You know
wait.
what? Hold on.
Hold on,
Here's my
hold on.
thing with
no,
men.
but that's what Obama did. But that's what Obama's.
Let me tell you
That's
something.
Obama's story. Is that a woman helped build him up to that?
Let me tell you something.
Where he is.
Okay, Obama is an anomaly.
No,
No,
he's
he's not an
not.
anomaly.
No, he's not.
Oh, behind every strong man is an equally capable woman.
I don't believe
because 2 people who reach heights.
I gotta say
Generally speaking, reach it together. It's not an accident that Obama became president because him and his wife, Michelle, I keep calling her his wife, Michelle and Barack have been making moves in tandem together for forever. They are equals. They are well yoked. But the problem is most people don't want a well yoked relationship because that means that you're going to have struggles, you're going to have strife, and it's not going to be easy. And unfortunately, that's the only way that you get things that are nice. Unless you just want, instant gratification, El Chapo's uncle or a cousin who got, locked up. But I'll tell y'all more about that story all pop.
Like those women who made it with the man with the come up, right? Who built himself up, right? Did any of them make it?
Most of the women I've known who have been the backbone to a man and built him up from the floor, they usually get left. He usually leaves them for someone else.
You want to know what? I'm gonna ask you another question. Why
once he's where he needs to be.
Them niggas are stupid.
Because the women get lost in themselves. The women get lost in the men.
We'll cover one of the only instances where it's not bad at the end of the pot.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, and you're gonna hate this, is honestly a woman's first and foremost job, and if she wants to be happy in a relationship, she's gonna hate this. I'm sorry, but your job is to make that man happy.
In his opinion.
And what is his job as
in his opinion.
So what if he's not providing? Then
he's not upholding his part of the bargain.
He's not upholding his part of the bargain. And since you're the reverse role, then he's supposed to make you happy.
So, okay.
So whoever I agree with him on that. But you got to make a man feel like a man. But whoever holds the purse holds the power.
Correct.
But you still got to make that man feel like a man. Because there could be reasons why he can't do it. Ex-con life is a hard fucking life.
Okay, so everybody
But she held him down for when he was $9 to $100,000. But that's the difference is someone who is the wind beneath your wings, the pursuit of happiness, someone who's going to ride with you the whole time. Or we could go even with acrimony route. That nigga was trying, and that nigga was trying.
I mean, in a perfect world, that sounds nice. I'm going to hold this man down.
Not a perfect world. That is the world.
Okay.
If you believe
but
the
reality is don't let grass grow under your feet. Don't stop for one man. Like, I really don't think you should.
Yeah, but when men do that, everyone's like, oh, he just wanted the pussy.
No, men are smarter in that regard than women because women are more, from what I've seen, women are more likely to put everything on pause for a man, whereas they keep their options open. They keep it moving. They're
receivers. That's why they have a vagina and you put it in. Because they're receivers of things.
Again, this is all already.
No, this sounds fucked up. But what I'm saying is they're able to receive things and make it better. Like, it just is what it is. Even with children.
You're saying they're ovens?
Even with children. No, even with children. Like,
I know. I'm joking.
Even when they raise children by themselves, women are best at raising children.
No. Because you just blamed earlier. You blamed all the ills of black society on single mothers.
Not all of them. A lot of them.
Not all
most of them. The majority of the ills.
Just about 65%.
But a woman can never imitate what a man means to a household because men provide chaos. I mean, men provide order.
Chaos. You're right.
Order.
Some of them
kids give you chaos.
No, boys give you chaos.
Boys are different.
Men provide order.
Like my daughter, and all I was around was girls because I was like, okay, yeah, my daughter.
But you were with girls in a two-parent household.
My daughter does what the fuck I tell her to do. And I met this girl with a little boy. I've been around him for a little while. That nigga does what the fuck he wants. And every boy I've met, I noticed that men do what they want. Boys do whatever they can.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Girls do what you tell them to do up until a certain point. Because I don't know about the teenage years. But
girls do what you tell.
Always a crapshoot.
Girls do what you tell them to do when you're looking.
I mean that's also
you
true.
You could be looking at a boy and that nigga does what the hell he want to do regardless.
He'll do it right anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't pick that up.
Oops. It look cool. Well, what's that at? What you gonna do? I just be like,
exactly.
I want to punch you, little nigga. I want to punch the shit out of this little nigga. But he ain't my kid, so I don't really give a fuck.
But Plum, I'm gonna let you have the last thought on this before I
about women not being happy.
About now that you know that the data was misinterpreted by Paul Nolan's book, which is the happiness lifestyle or whatever. How do you feel? Happily ever after.
I think single, unmarried, or unmarried women with children are happier to a certain age.
Can I say
and then
something?
Once they are,
she got the last thought. No,
I'd say once they are, I'm gonna say probably over 40, and they realize their chances of fertility are low, and then they're home alone. That's when the sadness kicks.
Okay. No, I think that's a good place to end. But the next
for
thought,
some, not all.
The next thought, though, I know
because that's the death of their sexuality. Women die to death.
I mean, we already had that conversation.
Yeah, but she was
so there's no point. There's no point in that.
Because women sell sex all the time.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
Listen to our previous podcast. Women and athletes die 2 deaths.
2 deaths.
But
Because
we're gonna talk
the death
about
of sexuality, meaning that you could be a little young, fine thing, and then you get whatever you want, and then your actual death. Because when you're young and you're beautiful, life is a totally different thing. Or just being young, period.
You're always younger to somebody else, though.
yeah, but you're not the
That's
same
As
at 18
25.
If I'm
as you
40
are
and
when
she's
you're
20,
40.
or I'm 40 and she's 40, that 20-year-old looking way more attractive unless you're 60, because she could give me children at
So
20.
to give numbers to this bullshit, men always are looking at 19-year-olds, no matter whether you're 18 or you're 72. Based on Datapocalypse, a book by the guy who made OkCupid, as well as looking at data from Match.com and Tinder, men instinctively go to the 19-year-olds, always, no matter what their age is. Women, on the other hand, are always within 10 years of whatever they are currently. So if a woman is 35, she's looking within men who are 25 and men who are 45. If a woman is 30, she's looking within men who are 20 and men who are 40.
Age means nothing when
It
it
means a
comes
lot.
to dating for
No,
women- with
age
women, a lot.
means a lot because of the
A 19-year-old woman is nothing a grown-ass man should want.
No, I'm saying
Correct.
for women, like
Age
dating.
means stability for them.
Yeah.
It's not true. It's not true. But it means that to them.
Yeah.
They assume because you're older, you have one.
Yeah, you may be stable in the sense that you have a home and you're establishing your career, but you're also a fool in other ways.
men
So
don't
it's
grow
like
up.
pick
It's
your
just-
poison.
it's the truth, you
no,
don't lie.
boys don't grow up,
Yeah,
and
man.
boys with toys.
Yeah, it's just different.
It's really
story.
hard.
Like women don't understand that. Men don't. They don't grow up. Like they really don't. Like most men I've known my whole life, they take care of their shit, but they're not. They're the same person that I always known. Like literally, they're the same person. I
So would you
always
say
known.
that you're a grown man?
Would I say I'm a grown man?
He had to grow because he had a daughter. He didn't have a choice.
In some senses, yes. In some senses, no. I think when it comes to relationships and all that kind of shit, that's not nothing that's 100% for me. But I think it's funny to fuck with women.
What?
I mean, yeah, but we're gonna go into that. We're gonna go into that
Well,
more.
put it like this. I feel like I got time. So you think you wasting my time?
How old are you?
I'm 34.
And you have time to fuck with women? Oh, that's right, because when you're 40, you're going to get a 19-year-old. You do have time.
Exactly.
End
Exactly.
of that. Let's keep it moving.
Time is 2019.
But last but not least,
Not
let's
19,
talk
should be
about
26.
MSNBC's war on Bernie Sanders.
Just gotta give me some muscle.
So you may not know about this, Plum or Armstead, but basically
Hold
MSNBC.
on, wait. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Do you follow politics, Plum?
Here and there. I
Okay.
follow Donald Trump on Twitter because he's funny.
Okay. Go ahead.
Some people are not gonna like that, but you know
I don't
what?
give a fuck. It's the truth. He's funny. I didn't say he was well equipped to be president. The man is a fucking troll, and I laugh at all his tweets. Next.
Well, goddamn.
Do you know who Bernie Sanders is?
Yeah, of course.
What do you think the media, how they cover him? Do you think it's negative, positive, or the same way they cover like
I
other
just think
candidates?
it's like the old man in a wheelchair. Just
Hey, it's me, Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders.
nobody's.
Free healthcare.
I don't know I don't know what the media is doing to Bernie Sanders, but I will say
Well,
this:
no, it's not all
time
media.
for him to hang it up. He's just too old.
Why? Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump are within what 2 years, of each other?
Okay, but see, then that brings in Donald Trump. Seems like he's full of so much more life than Bernie Sanders.
Because he acts like an asshole. That means
no,
he's
if you
younger?
just look at
What was his show?
You just told me age ain't nothing but a number, but it just
The
became a
Apprentice.
thing.
Yeah.
if you put them next to each other, Donald Trump looks more.
No, he doesn't.
So we going based off looks. So we're skin deep.
Yes, American society is very shallow.
I mean, I agree with you 100%, but I wanted somebody else to say it. But basically, MSNBC had Mimi, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name.
Mimi
And she
bitch.
basically said that Bernie Sanders makes her skin crawl. She didn't give any actual reason for this. She said
Damn.
that he doesn't stand for feminist values. And then she decided to plug Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren.
As a woman?
Sorry, Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Kamala, isn't it?
Why is that, man? Like,
Well,
she's
because this woman is an agent of chaos.
and a white feminist.
And a white feminist. So what she wants is she really wants Elizabeth Warren, but she has to throw Kamala in there so that you think that she's not a racist.
Who is this woman?
Mimi,
She's the lady. You watch MSNBC?
yeah, she's on
I'm
MSNBC.
pretty sure you don't because it's MSNBC.
I used to, but I don't watch.
Yeah,
TV.
because they're.
But the thing about it is
Mimi
that
Caprice-
she
Caprice-
basically didn't take any of. It's like recall. It's like ROCAH. Recall.
Bernie Sanders statements.
Yeah, you can look it up.
Yeah.
But basically, when someone says something like this, like, I can't even identify for you what it is, then what you're saying is an opinion. But MSNBC treated it as if it was a fact. And they ran the story. You would think that the moderator, the black woman on here, she a coon, would have been like, hey, stop, that's not factual. But
Hey.
instead, she just ran with it. That's my problem with, what was her name? Did you say Roche?
Roach. We're gonna call her Roach.
Mimi Roach. because, to be honest, your policies are roach-like.
I just think that when we play this whole gender politics thing, it's just get dangerous. Even race politics gets dangerous because you get lost in the facts. The facts matter. Just like when I have my problems with Obama. A lot of people love Obama, but when it came to his health care plan, I remember supporting him. What was that, 2008? Mm-hmm. And he said that he was going to do a public option. When he put that health care plan up there, the public option won't make it. But you never put it up there. I wanted to see.
You never even tried.
Never even tried. What he did was ensure that the quote-unquote system still works in a way, but you're supposed to get health care at a lower price.
That shit was a disaster.
Well, no, it was good for what he could, but the problem is, if he at least put the public option out there, it's kind of a law of power.
Yeah.
You put out one option that is completely to the left, and then everything that you do after that looks more centrist. You look like you're doing whatever. But if you start out with the ball game of, oh, well, we know people aren't going to really want this.
They never even put it out there. It never made it past committee, I believe.
No, it didn't make it past committee. And then also part of it is we let the insurance companies write the law. So then when they started like being like, oh, this ain't covered, this ain't covered, this ain't covered. You can't be mad at them if you let them play the game. You shouldn't let the crackhead write the rules on crack.
That's Obama because he proposed, what's that saying about Democrats and Republicans? Okay, Democrats run as liberals but govern like
Republicans.
They govern like corporate Democrats. Republicans run as conservatives but govern like corporate Democrats. No, they govern like corporate Republicans. And the only thing they differ on is social issues. That's it.
Correct.
They're all corporatists. And that's why, regardless of how I believe some of the stuff those four women said, they're not corporatists. And I like that about them.
The squad. He's talking about AOC, Presley.
I don't agree with all their policies, but like the New Green Deal, if you look at that shit, some of that shit should be like, bitch, please, I'm going to eat this damn beef.
Exactly.
They want to get rid of cows. Like I thought that was a joke, but yeah, they're talking about methane gas from cows.
Methane gas from cows is bad, but at the same time, that's not at the top of our shit that we need to get taken care of.
Is at the top of that list.
We have bigger priorities than a fucking cow's gas or whatever.
Well, I mean, we have bigger priorities because if niggas had, like, if you had enough money working your 9-to-5 job, maybe you would make some of these healthier, more vegan choices, which would decrease the amount of cows that are needed. But if you having to survive on $12 an hour, I'm sorry, my nigga, I'm gonna eat this beef because this shit is cheap.
Nigga, not even that. They trying to even this fight for 15. When I told you liberals don't do shit, that shit.
Fight for 15.
That shit started 10 years ago. Y'all still fighting for 15, nigga. That need to be 20.
Fight need for 25.
25.
So what is the minimum wage here in Georgia?
$7.25. It's not on Georgia. It's national.
A national average,
so that's $7.25.
Oh my god,
that is the least amount. The reason I know this is because I used to work a job where I got paid the minimum at that time, which is $5.25.
I think we did that.
I did that in high school. I worked at Mrs. Fields, and it was like $5.
And I remember people always say it's kids. There's grown people making that money.
Yeah,
working at ain't no kid working at McDonald's at 24 hours.
No. They can't do it. But the thing about it is McDonald's pays higher wages than the federal minimum. But the minimum wage
is a recent event.
I know that's the last like 3 years. But up until that point, like certain franchises were good and certain franchises were bad.
They were paying you like 8.
Yeah, maybe 8, maybe 9. 9 if you was on the good end.
Maybe working overnight.
I mean, the overnight niggas.
Chick-fil-A pays the most, don't they?
I mean, Chick-fil-A pays the...
What's the name? Boy, that restaurant we went to?
Which Chipotle?
Vegas?
Yeah, In-N-Out. Yeah, In-N-Out pays real well.
They pay them well.
They pay them like $20 an hour.
That's
why all them niggas, they had smiles. They had smiles on their teeth. They was all happy. How can I help you today, sir?
And they was fast.
Was fast and efficient.
Are the burgers really good?
They
regular burgers.
The problem is you can't do any customization. So the burger, if you like how the burger, like you should try it once. If you like how it tastes, then it's good. If you don't,
I don't think they had chicken, right?
I don't eat red meat.
They don't really do. Don't they have? Well, no, they may have a chicken sandwich.
No, they didn't.
Oh my God! Have you guys gone to Whataburger?
Yeah.
Whataburger has the best honey butter chicken biscuit sandwich. This is so off topic, but
no, it's not.
Okay,
related,
but it's delicious.
No, Whataburger is great, except for niggas in Texas act like it's the only thing in the fucking world.
Because it's one on every fucking corner, like Waffle House.
No, their Chipotle ketchups are great, and in fact, they had a root beer milkshake with Barks and like Reese's. This shit was actually dope.
If you drink root beer, you're an incel.
First and foremost, how dare you? How dare you just with a with a brush just make a broad
the broadest
like
brush.
That.
If you bleed every month, you're a woman.
Yo, what's the name?
Damn.
Facts. Cookout.
Cookout.
Cookout's great, but it's very evangelical.
No, I'm saying like
They are?
Yeah, they're evangelical.
I never knew.
They used to have John 3:16 on all their stuff, but they cut that out once they started expanding.
Forever 21 is the same way. They have a Bible quote on the bottom
Forever
of their
21
badge.
is fake because Forever 21 acts like they're Christians, but they be doing all kinds of weird
Did you
shit.
guys hear? Recently, Forever 21 had some backlash because their plus size orders they included Atkins diet bars in the shipping bag.
that is fucked up. Final one here. So Forever 21 actually did this for all orders. It wasn't just people who were quote unquote fat. So they did this for orders such as size 0 all the way up to the larger sizes such as 13 and above. But this really just a bad combination of a free order and Atkins perhaps paying them. I mean, that's what the conspiracy theory people are going with. But either way, terrible campaign, good publicity stunt. But can you recover Forever 21? Only time will tell. But kind of funny because I don't know anybody who's plus size who would try to order from Forever 21. If they don't sell your shit in the store, then why would you go
They
there?
have a plus size section.
I got some clothes for
What do
Forever
they have?
21.
Like
I
a thumbnail?
Forever 21.
Is it like a thumbnail?
They actually have. If you go into
You'll
the
like
store, they have
Forever
a whole
21.
section.
They have a whole section, like a real section.
Plus size clothes.
Because I remember when I used to date someone who shopped at Forever 21, and she was like, I shop here because they always have stuff in my size. I'm like, what about the bigger girls? And she was like,
I mean, I don't know how long ago that
That's their
was,
problem.
but Forever 21 does have a
Exactly.
plus size.
Take your Ann
There's too many
Taylor,
obese women
Joan Taylor.
in America.
exactly.
not
Ann
to have
Taylor
a
been racking up for a long time.
We're not going to speak on fat things because that whole argument is...
I mean, the whole thing about speaking on fat things is first and foremost,
Let's
it don't
speak
really
on
matter.
it.
Second of all,
You can dog a woman, but you can't talk about the fat.
I mean,
overweight.
second of all, that goes more so into fitness, which we had a video on that we watched the other day where this woman was like, fitness is hard, and niggas like, that's why it's called exercise.
I'm not getting to that.
But yeah,
I don't speak on
she was
fat.
like, not everybody can lose weight, and he's like, exercise,
Everybody.
exercise plus.
My whole
diet.
problem with most fat
If you
people
can
is
gain it, you can
they
lose
secretly want to be skinny.
No, my main problem with most people who
They
happen to
complain
be
about it.
overweight is the fact that people always make excuses for why they're overweight.
I got big bones. Bitch, you telling me your bones look like this? Y'all remember that?
Exactly. Yeah, that's my only problem is when people make excuses. If you are just overweight and proud, I don't care. And if you're just overweight and existent, I
Now,
don't
are
care.
you really proud or is that just fake?
No.
false?
Some people are overweight and they cool with it. They're like, look,
I mean, that's fine.
I'm
There's-
overweight.
yeah, I
But
saw a video
I just hate
of
the
a-
people who make excuses for it. Like they have no control over this whatsoever. Like my thyroid is overactive. Yet I see on Reddit on our fitness story a week of someone who's like, I had thyroid problems and look at my progression for all these things that I've done. I had to cut to this specific
don't want
diet.
it.
Again, with fitness is always about not wanting. I seen a woman whose back was broken who managed to lose weight. I mean, she had to work some really ridiculous shit that I wouldn't want to do personally to work out. But again, if you want it, it's achievable.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I don't agree with obesity. However, I will say that sometimes with illnesses, that for some people it's a
I'm making excuses.
There's obesity.
What
No,
is
no,
it-
no.
what
No,
is
there's
it for some
obesity and there's
people?
being
for
overweight.
some people.
Yeah,
for
there's
some
definitely obesity
for
with
some people, an illness, whether you know.
But now we're making excuses.
In order
No,
for you to
let
become
me
obese.
finish.
Yes.
For some people, it is a spark for change, and for others, it becomes depressing and they
Debilitating?
Yeah. Well, not even that. It just.
So what you're saying
it
is they got a
depresses
brittle
them.
soul.
Yes.
Are you talking about liberals?
No, we're talking about people who let
What I'm saying is,
an
in
illness
order
be
for
the
you to
end.
become obese, you had to start seeing something in your like, dang.
Well, no. The problem is that most people, a mirror is something that you should look at. Like that's one reason I like this room.
You
This
are the
room has
born-
nothing
born
but
obese.
mirrors so that you can see yourself. But most people don't see themselves in the mirror. They just see what they would like to see in the mirror.
Those people that are becoming overweight are married. Moving on. Next.
Woo! God damn! Shots fired at
You eat a lot when you happy.
But let's talk. Since we on some nigga shit, we gonna talk about the movie.
Eat
I
a lot
got
when
the
you happy.
hookup
I'll step
two.
out of
You
this
gonna talk
conversation.
about that? I ain't got nothing.
Exactly. Aaron said, "I know you hated it, so tell me about what you tell me your review of I Got the Hookup 2 first half."
Man, look,
Wait, before you start, was Master P in it?
Yes,
Okay.
that's his thing.
Yeah, he was in it.
Okay.
And
This nigga is.
halfway through the movie, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. It wasn't good. The acting wasn't good. Like I don't even remember the first one, you know. And I started to go back and look at it first, but I was like, you know what? It can't be that far from the second. And
It wasn't.
Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. It was not good to me.
Well, was the soundtrack at least good?
The soundtrack was decent it was black, so it was like niggas slightly above SoundCloud.
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly. That should let you know about it. But I thought the movie was pretty good.
So
The reason that I like this because I knew going into it was gonna be nigga shit, and that's all it was. Ooh, it's just nigga joke after nigga joke. Intro to some fine, not black woman, ironic, and some other thing. Like that whole scene where the girl was trying to do the typing and she was talking to the girl who was like, we can't do any tread lines on your credit. And like they were trying to have like a little catfight thing. I was like, this is some foolishness. Absolute foolishness.
I was walking with the baby.
Oh yeah, the girl was walking with the baby with the booty shorts. Oh, and then
the blacks. Oh my god! Shut up! Don't say anything. It's like it's the same joke. I feel like
that's what we mean by when people aren't good actors. You're just like, that's typecast. That's
he's typecast.
I feel like he's a rerun.
How can he be a good actor when he's not even?
No. We was talking about. I can't remember who it was. I think we was talking about The Rock. No, it wasn't The Rock. It was somebody.
No, it was
And he was like, he's a good actor, and I was just like, no.
No, we was talking about
Brad was not.
No, not Brad Pitt.
What's the short guy?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Yeah, and I was like, he's not a good.
He's the same person
he's
every
good
single.
acting himself.
Which brings me to us.
So we gonna skip over. So I got to hook up too. If you want to know the movie, watch it. If you don't watch it. But either way, I'm gonna support all these Master P movies that he says are coming out. They probably won't. It's gonna be just like Choices all over again. 360 Mafia. They announced after Choices movie they was gonna do all this shit and they didn't. But going into us, controversial take right now.
I don't think Lupita is a good actress.
Woo, shit.
I don't like her for a totally different reason.
That's the only thing I'll have to say about that. Now, I kind of feel conflicted because there are so many white mediocre actresses who are, the elite of Hollywood.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, God.
She was good in Hunger Games. That's about it.
Hunger Games is the exact liberal individual lifestyle that we talked about on that other video you had us watch.
I thought you were going to say Homegirl from Captain Marvel.
But what has Lupita
Brie Larson's not even an actress, all right?
Brie
Stop
Larson
lying.
is a joke.
Brie Larson isn't an actress. She was great in Scott Pilgrim, and that's the only role she's done well.
She was in Scott Pilgrim? Who was she?
She was the girl that Scott dated before.
Yeah.
She wasn't Ramona, though, right?
No, she wasn't Ramona. Ramona is Elizabeth Winstead, I think. She made an album after that. She was decent, but she hasn't really done anything that's been as good as Ramona either. Pretty much none of them outside of Michael Cera have had a career after that, except for Chris Evans and the guy who played the vegan guy because he went on to be a Quicksilver, I believe.
So y'all hated Us? They just now saw it, guys.
Yeah, they just now saw Us.
I didn't. I didn't enjoy it.
I like Us.
I thought Us was a great breakdown of America and
Get Out. There's a lot of hidden meaning in there.
Definitely wasn't as good as
the dad was like supposed to be comic relief. He was a fucking buffoon.
They made him look like a bitch. But
I did not enjoy it.
But that was part of the movie. They made him look like a straight up bitch, and they highlighted how she was
a hero.
So then, how does Jordan Peele feel about black men? You a bitch in Us.
Have you ever talked to Jordan Peele?
Look at
have you seen his comedy before?
He's basically a white guy. I mean, we hate it. I don't like to say it like that, but they're not black.
No. They are black people who
He's a potato.
They are black people who have been educated, who also are slightly removed from blackness.
The Obamas.
They don't have black.
No. Obama
still was a brother.
Obama may not have done the things that you would have expected from a black man, but he's still black. Obama's someone who can tell you, I don't fucking like these white people, but at the same time, nigga, we got to get this money.
Yeah.
With that being said, I do admire the Obamas.
No, and that's another thing. I like Key and Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele and Michael Keegan Key are great in what they do. Their comedy, their delivery, their stuff. Especially since they're gonna have this new
They're
film.
like black kids who grew up around white kids, and they're like fish out of water, and they still understand black culture, but they don't really.
Okay, so
they can be around black people.
This just reminded me of something that's completely off topic. I tried to date a black man who I was his first black woman dating.
Why did you do that?
Oh my God. It was a fucking disaster. That nigga is a coon.
Well, yes.
Like
if you grow up and you're the token
through.
your entire time, you're not going to realize that most of your ideas are the ideas that you come to a consensus with people who have benefited from an institutional and racist system.
Can you give me one specific example of why he was a coon? Because I've heard people say that about me, and I'm just like, I'm not a coon. You got to go with facts. You don't necessarily.
I don't think you're a coon. You don't.
Oh, okay. It was a situation with my sister, and there was this white guy, and they was parking their car, and the white guy walked up to him and said something. They started arguing with him. They put this whole video up, and I was just like, I don't think he was racist. I think he was white. And he was like, white people think they run the world. He's like, no, he's not racist. You're just defending a coon. I was like, y'all don't think you gotta there's a difference that you need to notice with white people. There are white people who think they run the world and they can tell you what to do, not simply because you're black. It's because they're white, but they're not hating you because of your race or whatever. They're just white people. And
they just think that they run the world.
Yeah, it's kind of like those white people sometimes when they like, she called the police. Like, she's not always because she's a racist. It's because she thinks she runs the world and she thinks she has authority over it.
But that's still rooted in white supremacy.
Well, no.
But they're not racist. We got to be careful because white people throw that word around like it's cool.
So quasi, I would say they're not prejudiced, but they're upholding and benefiting from
racism.
From racism,
Yeah.
Correct. Then but we can't. That like Donald Trump. I'm gonna say this, and people may not like it. I don't think he's racist.
I think he's very prejudiced.
I think he's prejudiced, but I don't think he's racist. I think if
Give me a definition of prejudice and racism.
Prejudice is where you don't like someone for some benign feature, such as I don't like the fact that that nigga's brown skin. That's prejudice.
Thank you.
Racism is me saying,
I don't
you know
like
what?
all-
I don't like any brown skinned people, and on top of that, I'm gonna do everything I can
To systematically
oppress brown people because fuck you guys.
Yeah, and white people on TV keep repeating he's a racist, he's a racist, he's a racist. He obviously still I think he's one of those.
But that's liberal culture because they don't have the ability. It's kind of like pretty much like Republicans. Republicans can't see the fact that if we talk about, let's say, reparations, that black people aren't asking for a handout. We're asking for what would help take the gap that's currently wide and make it small. We're not asking for handout. At the same time, those who are on the liberal side, they can't just be like, oh, there's such a thing as prejudice. They can't have there be this level of discrepancy. So they just throw everything into racism, or everything is either you're some sort of phobe or you're racist.
Correct. They lack conjecture.
Well, I think Donald Trump is in fact a racist. I think he is sexist. I think he is homophobic. He is an elitist. True.
Right.
But the thing I do, I'm not going to say appreciate or admire, but the thing I can respect about Donald Trump is he's not sugarcoating who he is.
I don't think he's sexist.
He's who he is.
How is he sexist? I'm getting because I think you're repeating a media narrative, and I don't see.
Well, no, I think he's sexist.
How is he sexist?
How he's behaved around Miss Americas. I'm not saying that he'd be the only person that.
He would be in the dressing room while they were getting
Can I ask y'all a question?
undressed.
Yes.
How many of those
Grab her
women
by
would have
the
slept with him in
pussy.
general?
Oh, I'm not saying that a lot of those women wouldn't have slept with him. But that is still part of sexism, is the fact that you think it's okay. Now,
no, I don't think that it's okay. But if you had such a problem with it, why are you even?
Remember what we always say: people don't have a problem with it if they think your bank account is big. When your bank account is small, everything's a problem. But the fact that he, on multiple occasions, walking into their dressing room means that people who
He felt empowered to do so.
exactly because people in there were just like,
So
look,
he had the best character? No.
this is Donald Trump.
Because some things people call sexist because he doesn't want I don't think he really talked about it. Like this whole abortion thing, they're trying to put it on him, but
But that had nothing to do with Donald Trump.
that had nothing to do with him. They call you a sexist if you don't want women to get abortions. I'm just like, nigga.
Well, first and foremost, it's not sexist because there's nothing I can do to stop a woman from having an abortion if she wants to have one, whether it be coat hanger or California.
Coat hanger or California.
Exactly. But at the same time,
Coat hanger to California.
at the same time, if you decide that you want to get an abortion and I don't get anything from it, I have maintained the same thing, which is every person, fuck it. Every black man should get one card where it's like, it's not my kid. And you should be able to throw it out on the play if you get somebody pregnant because all of us have had an instance where we may have wanted a child and a woman said no, or because of racism.
What the hell? I'm confused.
I knew that's how you're going to be. So basically, we said, what should men do about women who want abortion? And we were framing this into, do women deserve to just have an abortion whenever? We feel that it should be about 16 weeks should be the cutoff. At the same time, we also feel that you should be able to do whatever you want with your body.
Nope.
But if I, as a man, want the child and you say, no, my body, my choice, then the state should issue me one whoopsie daisy.
No. Because once you impregnate a woman, the decision of what happens to that child is no longer yours.
But that's 50% my kid.
Why? It's his kid too.
But
It's
the woman,
50%.
but
it's 50% my DNA.
It's in her body.
But it's 50% my DNA.
But it's still in her body.
But that baby doesn't have a choice. And since I'm going to be the parent to that baby, I have to have a choice in my child's life as well. Why do you only get the choice because
the
you carry
fact
the baby?
remains that the woman has all the power because she has the baby inside of her, or she has the embryo or the fetus, whatever.
The states are changing that, and that's the facts. All right, that's the facts. All right?
Well,
that's
so not going as far as what he's saying. That's cool. But what I'm saying is that we have weaponized child support to be any man who did not want to be part of it.
Correct.
But when a man does want to be part of it and a woman doesn't want to be part of it, a man gets nothing.
But that's
No. What I'm saying is, let's make these two things whole. If you as a woman want to get an abortion, get the abortion you want. Destroy black babies. That's what y'all
Kill
been
them
doing
all.
for a long time.
Yep.
At the same time,
contributors of black on black crime.
a lot of
And you know who pushed that idea
I know.
of black women
a lot
aborting
of
their
black
babies?
boys have been
White
pushing that
feminists.
idea. Yeah, but we don't give a fuck about white feminists. This is about us. Just like the movie Us.
you guys-
The movie Us is about us. This is also about us. So what I'm saying is, as parity, if a man can prove that he has the means, the ability, and would like the child, I'm not forcing you to not. But what I'm saying is he gets a card, a whoops-a-daisy, so that the next time a woman wants to pin something on him and say, you're the child father, he can say, you know what? Nah, because last time I didn't get it and I respect your decision, so now you're going to respect mine.
I think that I know where he's coming from, but that idea is just weird. That's why you just gotta. I think the whole my body, my choice argument doesn't make any sense if it requires two people to make a baby. It just doesn't. It just you're completely disregarding the male in that situation. So if you're gonna completely disregard the male for helping you make
It's
the
your
baby,
body, your choice when you're cheating. So why can't it be my body, my choice?
Whoa.
when
Cheating
I'm
is a
pregnant?
two-way street.
cheating is a two-way street. Yeah.
Cheating is a two-way street.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is a child.
A child.
Okay.
And there have been plenty of fathers who've asked for custody, who didn't get custody, who have been destroyed by the system. It is a female-dominated system.
Dominated.
Court system is about games. That's why it's played. Everything on the court is
Correct.
played a game on. Basketball court, tennis court. It's about games, and women been winning the court system for a long time.
A very long time. It'd be different if women were getting
Are
denied
they
child support.
really winning? Unless you're
Child
like,
support is fucking extortion.
Especially if you. I'm gonna say this. One thing that we all know is this: when a woman gets an abortion or something like that done, it's mostly by a guy who ain't got no money. But if he got some money, I'm keeping that.
Yeah, exactly. Look at Drake.
That's
Drake
right.
had a baby.
that is why.
But it was her body, her choice.
Yes.
I thought she didn't want it.
That's her choice to
we get that it's
go
her
full
choice to
term with
keep.
that
But
pregnancy.
what we're saying is that it's funny that everyone says it's my body, my choice when the nigga is poor. But the moment the nigga is rich, it's no longer my body, my choice. It's yours.
Our baby.
You fuck
Our
poor men
baby.
for fun. You fuck rich men for security. That's what it all boils
But
down
that is the thing that we're highlighting.
That's the
problem right there. Because we're not saying that you can't, but we're pointing out the hypocrisy in making such a statement.
Yeah. Then you want to be our equals.
Because that's
I
not
don't
what
wanna
an
be
equal
equal
does.
to a man.
An equal
I
says,
love
you know
you.
what? If you want this body, or if you want this kid, whatever. Now, I mean, I'm gonna share another personal tidbit. I talked to my mom not too long ago. She's like, look, coming into marriage, I had an idea. I wanted to have kids all by the same father. I was like, so you didn't love my dad? She's like, no, I loved him, but I wanted to have kids by the same father. That was my goal coming out of the marriage. So the fact that the marriage didn't work out doesn't really that's
You know
not
I
a failure
want
for
that
me
too.
because I wanted kids all by the same father.
I
That was
wanted
her
that
goal.
too. I still kind of want that. If nigga ran
Yeah.
up on a chick, I'd be like, yo, I need my babies by the same person.
Exactly.
What's up?
What's up?
Don't you have a kid already?
Exactly, but he wants another. He wants a boy. That's what he wants in his heart of hearts.
If like let's say nigga won a lottery tomorrow, I'd be like, look, I don't want to be with you. I just want a baby, and I want it all by the same mom.
Exactly.
Okay, I
She'll
understand
do
that.
it. Yeah, I'm like you. I don't know how that's
So
gonna
you're
work.
not going to be with her.
As of right now, I'm not.
So she's going to be one of those things that you don't like that
Not
contributes
things.
to the
She's
ill
going to be a
I'm still
surrogate
I see my
for
kid a
his
lot.
child.
Yeah, you see-
Well, you can just pay a surrogate.
No, he
my kid
wants
a
it
lot.
So
by
you
the
want her
same
to
woman.
have the kids, and
I just
you
want the same
and she's
woman.
Yeah.
a single mother, but you're going to financially.
No, she's
provide
not
for
a
them.
single mother. He's a
That's what
single dad because he didn't say he was leaving the child with her. He said he just wants the
I
child
just
by the
want
same
her-
mother.
She can live in my house with my new woman. Like it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then have the kids with your
No.
new woman.
He wants
No, the children are about the same woman.
He wants it by the same woman.
Yeah, I want
That
one
way they
woman.
grow up their whole siblings. Because
Okay,
I've
that's
seen
what
how
I'm
that
saying.
half sibling shit work out.
half
Don't work out
sibling
well.
thing is weird because I got half siblings. Niggas ain't never seen them.
Exactly. You don't feel the same way about half siblings as you feel about your blood people.
People you grew up with.
Exactly.
The real ones.
The real ones. Whole ones.
Maybe I don't. I don't know how women feel. You got half brothers, half sisters. How's
Do you
the
feel about
relationship?
them the same
You got
way?
people that you like the ones you grew up with versus those. Is it a little different?
I only have one whole sibling. The
Okay.
rest of them are all.
It's definitely different.
Is it different?
I don't like any of them.
But
then.
which one you like the most?
None of them.
God damn it.
God damn. That's just terrible. But you know, we're going to
Okay,
pause
we're gonna
on
kill
this.
them all. Which one you gonna keep alive?
Don't answer that question.
Yeah.
As your attorney, I stress you do not answer that question. But we're going to talk about some sports stuff. I'm going to skip over music. We'll talk about that next week. That'll give me more time to chew on these albums for R. Reed to listen to them, for Armstead to listen to them, and for you, if you decide to come back, Plum, for you to listen to them. We're going to
I'm
talk
not
about this
listening to no fucking Chance the Rapper. Sorry.
Chance Acid Rap. Young Chance
No,
Acid
thank you.
Rap.
I tried to listen to Coloring Book and it was so loud.
Why would you
That
listen to
shit
Coloring Book?
sucked,
Why
man.
would you listen to Coloring Book? Nobody.
Everybody
stands
was
for
like, Coloring Book is so good on Twitter.
Who are these white people that you listening
These
to?
was blacks on Twitter.
No, just because they have a black profile does not mean they black.
Okay, but
Look at their
anyway,
messages.
move on to sports.
It's acid rap. Black people like, right?
Huh?
Black people like acid
Yes,
rap, right?
that's the one.
Yeah,
Black, black.
Acid Rap and 10 Day are
That
great.
shit was still trash to me. I think he's the most average rapper I ever heard
But
in
the
my
difference
life.
is that you think he's the most average rapper. Being an average rapper is okay.
That's fine, but
Yeah,
people act
that's
like
okay.
he's on Drake level. I'm like,
Again,
Who are these people?
the people who act like Trance is on Drake's level are mostly, I hate to say this, they're Caucasian.
Coons. Oh.
Okay.
They're Caucasians. It's mostly Caucasians.
Hold
Because
on.
Caucasians.
But these Coons, right? You counting the Migos and all them niggas in Coons, right?
Yeah, you
Because
count
I
all
need
them
you to
niggas,
start
right?
making.
Because Cardi B's like that.
Cardi
It's
B's
like
the
it's like
coon.
the Queen Coon.
Yeah.
Queen.
She's a fucking hood rat.
And the Coon.
And a Coon.
Queen hood rat.
Yeah.
That's the
Coon.
label I'd give
A
her.
queen
Those
hood rat.
we need to start calling them niggas Coons too, because niggas who promote nigga culture are Coons too.
But see, then, okay.
There we go.
I agree, but however, then you have to look at it like this too. For a lot of black people, they see two ways as a way of accumulating wealth, and for us, entertainment is the way that we accumulate wealth. So,
true.
yes, it is for
No,
black
That's
wealth.
not true.
No.
Okay,
The best
We
way
have
to-
a lot of ways to get wealth. That's the problem. Is
That's
that
the-
we
in
think
general, what is the biggest way of accumulating wealth?
The-
start a bank, nigga.
For the average black millionaire,
Work in finance.
Average black milk finance.
multi-millionaire.
Finance.
Finance.
Those
Okay,
are
so
the ones
I'm
we
wrong.
put in
I
our
stand
face.
corrected. Okay.
No, the ones I understand why you believe that
Because the biggest lie
I
is-
want to be a rapper too.
Exactly.
Okay, but the point
wanna be an actor.
the point I was
It's
getting at
entertainment.
is that you have to look at it. Are they really coons or are they just trying to survive?
No, she's a coon.
They're
Nah,
cool.
cool.
Because
who, Cardi?
Cardi could do better. In fact, she's shown with the Be Careful song that she's capable of making a song that's not about being a hood rat.
Stripper
But
house, you are promoting, whether they like it or not, you are promoting this shit to children.
Dude.
Little young women talking about they gonna strip and become a rapper.
correct. Like whether we want to admit it or not.
But at the same time,
People look at what you're seeing. There's a smorgasbord of male rappers going all the way from Jay-Z down to D1, who makes really positive, great shit. Check D1 out. But there's a ton of shit. You could be anywhere from J. Cole. You could be fucking Nas.
J. Cole is the least coon rapper out there.
Yes.
How not?
J. Cole talk about selling that dope.
Yeah. J. Cole talk about running up on people.
Running up on people, whooping that ass. How you doing in the streets?
Have you guys listened to the new what's the name of his Dreamville
Dream
compilation?
Chasers
That's
3?
not him though. We
But that's
talking
not
about
him in totality.
Because that same thing, Drake is the same fucking way. He a coon.
Exactly.
Like, he does it. He jump into the culture and jump out of the culture.
But the difference,
Drake is more of an
the
opportunist.
difference
than a
for
coon.
Drake is that Drake lets you know
he
he's an
works with coons.
opportunist.
He works with coons though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But you know, they look at him squeaky clean. The Cardi
Well,
B,
no, he mastered all the laws of power.
Yeah.
He never disrespects the master. He keeps his hands
Cardi
fucking
B ain't
clean.
clean. You want to know why they love Cardi B so much? Because they got dirt on her. I said this last
Yeah,
week.
and they know exactly who she is.
And you know who Alicia Curry is? You know,
Aisha Curry?
They hate her, don't they?
What I've seen, a lot of women
You
dislike
want to know why?
her.
Because she a conservative black woman and they ain't got no dirt on her.
Because she's a Christian woman who's married, did it the right way. Is she corny? Yeah, but
Hell
at the
yeah.
same time, she
Give me
is a
that corny
happy
bitch.
woman who's with her
Is she
child's
really
father.
happy?
Again, women.
Sorry,
are
with
that
the
bad.
father of her child, with the
She's
father of
jealous
the
of her
children.
husband. That's why she's not happy.
Well, no, she's not happy because the problem is that what we don't say is that everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to have attention. The difference is that you keep that shit to yourself. When you put that shit out there for everyone, bitch, we all want to be famous. All of us want to be
She
famous.
knows that
and I don't use the word bitch lightly, but we all want to be
She
famous.
knows
That is an innate
that
thing.
she's Miss Curry and he's Mr. Curry.
Mrs.
Correct.
Curry.
Mrs. Curry.
She's
yeah.
Mrs. Curry. Now, a lot of women don't want that Mrs. They want Miss Curry. Because they want to reclaim I'm not just an accessory to Mr. Curry.
Fuck that. I'll be Mrs. Curry
Yeah,
for
'cause
that
you got
income.
that check. I love how you
Exactly.
get
Get that
that
check.
So
She's
fuck
trying to get that
Good
check.
I appreciate that.
Steph Curry, if
honestly.
you need us, she here.
No, thank
But at the same time,
Shit, I'll give
this
it
is
to
the kind of conversations though that people don't have.
So bring me some
Is
back.
just this honest
Just some front row
conversation.
tickets.
So what about sports? What about
But
what's his name?
I'm gonna skip
Kahi?
my top thing because fuck Paul George and Kawhi. We know that they backstabbed to get to the Clippers. We're gonna talk about Larry Wheels.
Oh, man.
Larry.
Larry Wheels.
What was that?
Larry Wheels
Some
is
drama,
a big ass
some fucking bodybuilding
right?
drama.
I ain't watched that shit, man. I'm sorry.
I watched
Yeah,
all
you
that
should
shit.
have watched
You
that.
should have watched.
You would have had some shit to
Yeah.
say.
So basically,
Break it down.
breaking it down. There's this chick, right? She makes a video. She's been
His
dating Larry
ex-girlfriend.
Wheels, and then they broke up recently. All of a sudden, she come out with this audio of
2016, if I'm correct.
from 2016 of Larry Wheels saying some very aggressive things and her picking up a knife and then him calling the police. Now, the thing about this is she tries to use this audio as if this proves her case that he's an abusive manipulator. keep in mind, this video's from 3 fucking years ago.
And they just broke up, right?
No charges were filed against him. Wasn't no shit happening. And yes, they just broke up. But she brought this out, started all this drama. People talking about, oh, I can't fuck with Larry Wheels anymore. So the court of public opinion is already deemed this nigga
No, that's
guilty.
that's what the court of public opinion is. You're guilty till proven innocent.
Yes. Although they didn't come from those Me Too people who actually abused them boys, but we're not going to talk about that. But Larry Wheels has been, people have acting like Larry Wheels is guilty, even though this is old audio, this is from a long time ago. And also, it's very suspect that it comes out now when they've just broken up. This nigga's moved on, he got a new girl.
I have a question. I have a question since we have a woman in the room. How do you, like, this is what I feel. You just kick it, you know, whatever. Domestic abuse situations, I know there's 2 situations, and they always look like one. There's the nigga who beat her ass, which I think is less common because of the shit she do. And then there's the toxic relationship where they go back and forth, but they always make it look like the first situation. A toxic relationship where they're always fighting back and forth. But we always view it as the dude always beating her ass. But the most common ones I always see are
The woman escalates it.
No, it's not.
Is that what you're
No,
saying?
he's not going
there.
into that. He's saying it's a toxic relationship.
Okay.
So
They
it's
go
on
back
both
and forth.
sides.
They fighting both, like
Kind of
he
like
may
the
start it, he
Nas
may start-
and Keelis thing. They
Nah,
went back and forth.
Or
toxic.
the Chris Brown and Rihanna thing,
Yeah,
right.
where they was probably fighting the whole time back and forth, but woman always comes out
Not
the
just
victim.
fighting the whole way back and forth. What we don't talk about is the fact that Riri threw punches as well. She just didn't throw punches that fateful night.
Well, that's American society, as I told you. We don't hold
Wait,
women
she
accountable
threw
for
punches
anything
that
they
night
do.
too?
That's why they're liberals,
But
because
she
they never
threw
get held
baby
accountable
punches
for being
compared to
liberals.
what he threw.
If I'm driving in a car and you throw punches at me, you putting us both at danger.
Hey, I feel like you should have let the car crash.
I think women aren't held accountable for that kind of stuff, and we need to start doing that, period. That's why when a woman hits you, call the police.
So what are you asking me?
Which is exactly what Larry Fields
Do you agree
did.
that it's always viewed as the dude's beating her ass when generally most situations are toxic? They're both going back and forth. It's a fight, not just him beating her ass. It's not his fault that he's bigger, stronger, and smarter.
I don't think smarter, but
I didn't even catch that. That's
he's not
how
smarter
insignificant it was.
because from what I heard in the audio,
It's a joke.
like first and foremost, what he should have done, I know. What he should have done is he should have been recording too. The moment you see somebody else with their phone in their hand, you better start recording too. Because remember, when people start recording, they generally are trying to make it and frame a narrative.
Yeah, but again, that's still like.
But as a bigger nigga, you like,
I
I'm sorry.
guarantee
If I
that-
if
Can we
I
let
was
him have the floor on this? Because he had a
No,
lot to say
no,
about
no.
this.
In this whole situation there, she posted up the audio. And now if you really pay attention to the audio, she's wait, before the audio was played, she was saying that yes, he beat me up, he punched me in the face, he did all this stuff to me.
That's
you know
a
what
big
I'm saying?
nigga, he ain't
he big motherfucker. He is.
You know
what
if
I'm
he
saying?
punched her.
And it seems like but if you listen to the audio, first thing first, he's not even like really like because he has a deep voice. So
Aggressive.
he may sound aggressive, but I don't think he was really being aggressive. What I think what was going on was that he was trying to get some stuff and she wasn't allowing him.
'Cause he
And
was
she
moving
started-
out.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? And then she started to jump on him and stuff, and he was probably restraining her and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, get off me. No, you don't deserve this. Give me this back. Get off me. Whatever. You know, type deal. And then he called the police. Now, in most cases, a bigger dude versus a smaller woman, when the police get called, normally a dude would get locked up. He didn't get locked up.
if they believe he's guilty.
She said she had bruises and everything, right? In the video, she said, you punched me in the leg, I'm bruised, you calling the police because you're attacking me.
Good thing that nigga don't get on that hoe.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't hit him in the
he
face.
didn't
You
go
on
to jail.
top of the head.
No, you don't do
New
that
York.
either.
New York police.
It's
At
a
that.
T.I. joke.
What?
Y'all remember
I mean,
that?
T.I. is a joke.
Yeah.
He did not go to jail.
PSC.
If I'm correct, she went to jail, I think.
Oh yeah. She I think she was locked up for that.
So here's the thing, and that's what we talked about.
But she didn't like serve like full time. Like you know the overnight shit
Yeah,
where
you
they
know
was
what I'm saying?
basically like we can't process this shit right now, so we just take
They
you
just
downtown.
booked her,
Yeah, they just
probably.
booked her. I don't
And-
think they did a full like thing.
Who bailed her out? Did he bail her out?
More than likely him. I mean, you know how most toxic relationships are. It's like the next morning he was like, "Oh man,
I seen a nigga that close to us do that shit. I'm like, bro, why did you do that?
He bailed someone out?
he bailed a chick
Sucker.
that was trying to physically strike and hurt him
With
with
what?
weapons, just like this chick.
A knife.
With a knife.
Then she put a knife on him.
Yeah, because this woman, she also pulled a knife
You know
on
he
this
bailed
guy.
her out, right?
You probably have.
Yeah,
Ain't no way in hell I bailed that bitch out.
these toxic relationships are not good.
So this is what I think about what's the name? Larry Wheels?
Larry Wheels.
Like I said, that he never denied that he didn't hit her. Never one time, even on the
She hit him.
Snapchat screenshot, when she was like,
But the screenshot of a Snapchat, we don't have the whole conversation.
No. If a woman is accusing you of beating her ass, is your first instinct not going to be to say, I didn't touch you.
Say
Fuck
less.
you talking about.
No,
Say
you
less.
say less than what you need
Don't
to.
confirm or deny.
So you give the bitch the rope
Most
to hang
things.
you with.
Well, no. You don't give people a rope to hang you with. By trying to say you didn't,
'Cause he
that's
did.
going to become an entire
There's
thing.
no way if someone's attacking you that you
I
didn't
think
touch
the
them.
truth is somewhere down the middle.
Correct.
It sounds like from
Toxic.
what I from listening to her,
Toxic.
I think because he had moved on, right? He's with that white woman now, which he disabled the comments on his IG for that picture.
I mean, that's a smart move. Because if you let the comments on, niggas be lighting you up.
Because I was gonna go in there and say something, but anyways, I think
He wasn't gonna read it.
I was gonna say woman beater, but anyways,
Wow, that's very judgmental for someone who does not and was not there.
exactly. I'm part of American society, but anyways.
So what you're
moving
saying
on.
is you're
White
excusing
feminist
your
agenda.
actions because you feel that you're part of American society. Therefore,
I was just gonna
justified?
do it to be
Yeah,
an
that's a
asshole.
part of
I
the
was just
white-
gonna do it
white
to be an
media
asshole.
slash feminist
I don't know if
agenda.
he touched the woman or not. This
Okay,
is all allegedly.
So all right. So it's all
No, it's never
allegedly.
alleged.
All right. You know what, Plum? I'll give you that. You did say allegedly, and you did say I'm being an asshole.
No, but this
I'm
is what
gonna
I
sue you
think
for a
that
second.
happened. Hold on. I think he came to get his stuff because she said he was cheating on her with men and women, and he had moved on to another woman.
Why does it matter?
Funny how they always throw in that you cheating on me with men.
Because she wanted to make him look gay again because, you know, they don't really like gay people.
I mean, he looks like he enjoys a twink from time to time. But that's
Wow.
What?
How did? Like
What
I've
does
never
that
gone
matter?
up to a woman.
I don't care.
I love LGBT
I've
community.
never gone up to a woman who's bisexual and been like, look like you need a dick.
Two faces.
Okay, here, let me say.
Two faces.
No.
Two faces.
I'm not you. I don't. Listen, me myself.
look
Would
gay,
I
can
want
you?
to date a bisexual man? No. But if you tell me that you're bisexual, give me the option. That's
Whoa,
where it comes
that's
from. The
getting
women.
really close to what we had a conversation.
Okay, but
on.
moving on.
Two faces.
That's not two faces.
That is two faces.
No.
If you
Because
support the LGBT alphabet community, it does not matter what that person is if you're talking to them, their history, past.
no,
none of
it
that.
does
Is that
matter.
with
It
you?
does matter
Whoa,
because
whoa,
no.
how does that
Homosexuals
matter?
have a higher incidence of HIV.
Oh,
So
whoa,
it does-
whoa.
No,
And I'm not-
oh my
and no,
God.
Hold on.
Who-
And
You're
I'm
not
not.
supposed to tell the truth.
And
You're
I'm
not
not-
supposed to tell the truth about gays and
And I'm
HIV.
not saying that just because you're
Well,
gay,
no,
you're
I'm not
gonna
saying
be
the truth
HIV.
about gays HIV. What if that man's on PrEP? He not gonna pass nothing on to you, and he's not gonna get anything.
Yes, but
Y'all act
I
like PrEP
agree.
doesn't exist. It's not 1980
PrEP
anymore.
does exist. However, within that community, there's a higher.
You don't want
risk
no
for
bitch ass
HIV.
niggas.
And
Just
I
say
just
that
want to
shit.
know if I'm going to be included. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, just say that. She don't want no bitch ass nigga.
No, I don't think because a man is gay
Most
that
of gay
makes him
niggas
a
is tops,
bitch.
not bottom.
So moving right along. So this is what I think about Larry Wills and the girlfriend. I think she found out he was cheating, and she just got fed up, whatever, or he got fed up with her finding out he was cheating. He came.
I mean,
to
it's
get
hard
his,
to cheat.
Y'all get mad when y'all get caught cheating, but anyway.
I mean, it's hard to
What was
cheat.
you being so goddamn nosy for? Trust me. And if I do
But-
you wrong, leave. I don't want to hear about
I just
this
think
shit
he
no more.
came to get his stuff, and that was her perfect time because she probably
should've
thought this
came
might be my
without
last
police.
time seeing him. Let me
True.
go ahead and turn
Be
this shit
toxic
out.
and
Turn
be-
this shit
She
out
wanna
right
turn it
now.
all the way out.
And then it just went downhill from
She
there.
was
That's
black.
what happened. I'm what?
It's not about her being black. It's about the fact that
I'm
she
guessing she was black.
when you listen to how she talks,
she would've saw it.
she's one of the people who frames things in a way that it's like, so you're just gonna obscure all the
Okay.
truth.
That's how most people tell the story in their favor.
I'm going to make an important
But
statement.
most people tell the story in their favor and don't look and act and sound and obscure in a way that is obvious. Like Armstead looked at the video for 5 minutes. He was like, bruh, this shit don't make no sense. I looked at it for 5 minutes like, God damn it, Armstead, I hate to agree with you, but you're right. This makes no sense.
I'm going to tell y'all something about how, as we're a minority in entertainment, sports, and all this kind of stuff, which all fall in the same umbrella, right? Y'all ever notice how black men are framed in entertainment? Like, we always
strong.
the ones,
We
always the one doing something wrong. We got to come to the table to apologize. But we are the minority, all right? When it comes to entertainment, baseball players, I don't know sports, I don't know, maybe black
Nah,
men.
baseball players are super minority now.
Okay, yes, we're right, we're right.
Especially African Americans,
But
even more of a minority. than
Assuming
baseball.
this is all to be true, why do they always show black men, sports and entertainment, always on TV apologizing for some shit, bitching?
Because they always
because
want
they're
you.
made to.
They don't
the
do it to
people
white
who
men.
the people who sign their checks say,
Oh, we're not
you're
going to
gonna
make.
go out there and
Remember
apologize.
the Patriots controversy from a while ago? The
Which one?
Deflate Gate. They didn't
Tom
make.
Brady ain't go up there and be
Exactly.
like, I'm sorry.
Tom Brady doesn't have to apologize.
Because the expectation, this is why I tell white men you should be conservative, but black men, be a little bit more conservative. Because liberals, truly, they want to be like, we know the way and follow us. That's all you need to know. That's how liberals act. And then when you get out of line, you weren't acting like us. So it's time for you to come to us and apologize. That's why I be like, fuck them. Even though these fucking conservatives don't like you, be on their side and be right there with them.
Well, not even that. Be on the side where you're just like, look, I'm with certain people on this, I'm with other people on that. Be like Michael Jordan. We hate to say it, but Michael Jordan's fact that he won't commit to anybody is the way black people should be, because that way we would probably get these reparations a little bit sooner. Because at this point we're gonna get it in 2080.
If we can convince Republicans to give us reparations, we'll probably get a better chance of getting them, because
Democrats ain't never gonna give you anything. Like what was it? Kamala this week was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give $60 billion to HBCUs." What the fuck that's gonna do for the rest of us that pay taxes, motherfucker? Oh, you could go back to school. School is not the answer.
HBCU.
School is not the answer for
I was trying to
people.
go to Morehouse. Now I got to deal with her house and like, what's wrong with it?
Her house and Spelman House.
Like what?
And Clark
Can I go to
the
Spelman?
zoo.
Can I go to Spelman?
No, you can't.
What if I
Actually, you
identify as a
can.
woman?
You can if you identify as a woman now. If I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere that they are
crazy.
now. They're accepting transgender women. I'm serious.
You got to be actually proving that you're doing stuff.
I'll do it. I'll sign a birth certificate.
No.
I'll troll the shit out of them.
No, you're not going to take hormone. You're not going to take hormone.
No, I don't have to do that to identify as a woman.
He doesn't have to do that. All he has to do is say, right now, I'm a woman.
I am a bitch.
Oh my God.
I'm that bitch though.
I just called somebody a bitch a little while ago.
Oh, that goes back to female hypocrisy.
Cardi B calls herself a bitch all the time.
I mean, this neither
I
here
set
nor
her
there.
up.
When you call yourself a bitch as a woman, that's like
it's
hyping
y'all's
yourself
N-word.
up.
It's
Yeah,
y'all's
it's
N-word.
hyping like I'm that
It's-
bitch. That's hyping yourself
I
up.
know.
But when someone else calls you a bitch, that's an issue.
Exactly. Again, that's y'all's N-word.
Yeah.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah, that's your logic in whatever you want to call it. Because either you're a bitch or you're a bitch.
A lowercase bitch or a capital bitch? Capital B bitch.
You still start with a B.
Okay.
I don't have a problem, but just don't have a problem when I call you a bitch. But I typically don't call women bitches.
So no.
typically
So
don't
by
call
that
her a
logic, let's say it like this: Do
It's
you
a
have a
nigger thing.
problem when you're? Have you ever been called a nigger by a non-black person
No.
to your
Yes.
face?
No.
Yes.
Would you have
I
an
wanna punch
issue
the
with
shit
being
out of
called a nigger?
I would have an issue with a white person calling me a nigger, and it depends on the context. I've been around a white boy and he slipped up, and I was just like, "Oh, that was interesting. I don't know how I should respond."
You should tell him not to use that language, because as soon as he gets done nigger with the A, in a few years when he is done playing with black folks, it's gonna be nigger with the ER.
Somebody
Correct.
stopped him. I was just like, I don't know what we should do. I'm confused.
Well, no,
Like,
the
did
biggest
he
thing
just-
that you should do is just be like, look,
I don't feel
hear what the
comfortable
fuck
with
shit.
that. Yeah,
Like, I don't know what to tell you because he used it in a loving frame.
there's no
I don't
loving
care. I don't
way.
care. Because he doesn't get a chance to do it.
I had a Caucasian dude come to me one day and was like, "Yo, what's up, man? My nigga." You know, I was like,
Nah.
So
and I didn't get mad.
But
at
that's
the same time-
not.
no German
That's not the
person is
same
gonna
thing.
go to a Jewish person and be like, "What's up, my
But at the
kike?"
same
or
time,
something like
like, you
that.
can
So we need to
tell-
stop accepting these
Exactly. If
derogatory
you're not black,
terms.
you don't get to use it.
I
That's
don't
why.
wanna-
But
That's why I don't.
with this dude is you
I
can
think
tell
the
that
word nigga is a troll police on white people,
But
so I don't care.
you can I can tell that he grew up around black people. You know how you just
Okay,
just
then
that
talk
dude-
with them niggas, but not these niggas.
Yeah, you know, but
Just because
But you
you
gotta
talk with a Gucci man accent doesn't mean you practice
True.
that you don't practice white supremacy.
We talking about the white-
So you
Well,
can't
no,
be
you
giving them
benefit
the
from it
benefit.
They
regardless.
don't practice it.
Well, practice it benefit if you
That's
benefit from
different.
if you benefit from it, you're part of the practice.
No.
because if you were
We
truly
benefit
against it,
from
you
the
would
N-word,
denounce
but we're
it.
not a part of it.
yeah.
I mean, we don't-
We benefit from a lot of things, but we're not a part of it.
What the hell do black people benefit from?
We benefit from
N-word.
the N-word
Were you a
debate.
slave?
Yeah, we
No,
beat white
I'm
people
talking
ass.
about something tangible. What do we benefit
No.
from?
Black people don't get tangibles because if you want tangibles, then you gotta act and think like a monolith. And black people refuse to be that.
Nope.
Since 1968,
I told you.
that was the last year that black people was a monolith.
Yeah, and we gotta start cutting people out. Like them little Tatianas, cut out.
Cut them out.
Niggas with multiple baby mamas, cut them
Cut them
out.
out.
Well, when I say multiple,
people
I
who
mean
be
the ridiculous
people who be in the
amount.
multiple
Ones that-
baby
that
mamas.
can't get child support no more because they got too many.
Yeah, cutting them out.
There's a cutoff on child support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Was
There's
it
a
10?
cutoff for everything.
Was it 10?
I don't know what the number is, but there was a guy who was at like 13, and they was just like, nah, bro, you good.
You can't get child support no more.
I think the state was giving them money then.
Yeah, the state was doing it. There's a guy in North Carolina had 34 baby mamas,
can't-
34
you can't
kids
afford
by
it.
like
Is it-
19
is
baby
it-
mamas.
Let her put me on, but I wish she would put me on them papers. I'm gonna put me a motherfucking record.
No, you're not gonna do that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pay your stuff and you're gonna ball out
And bitch,
like a fool.
And bitch.
I mean, if you want to complain, you go right on ahead.
everybody complain on child support.
Everybody does, man. Everybody does.
But it remember, my body, my choice. Well, then your choice was to have it, and your choice was not to have it. But I know $600 go way easier out your pocket once a month versus 18 years. No, it could be up to 24 years now.
No,
right?
it can be at
21
24 years if they go to school.
Calling emergency service. Okay.
Oh shit!
Calling the police.
Calling the
I'm
feds.
Sorry, this
sorry.
Everyday
conversation
Black
is
Man. This
triggering
podcast, unfortunately, got to
Hold
end
on,
early.
You got triggered.
gotta run.
Why did you get triggered?
me. Nothing. I
gotta
don't
run.
know.
Which word?
You gotta run.